Welcome back to my channel. Meri Brown didn't just walk into that courtroom with evidence, she walked in with history. Decades of silence, loyalty, and buried betrayal. For years, she was the dutiful wife, the believer in equality. But today, she arrived armed with something Kody never thought she had. Proof. Proof of deceit, missing money, and the crumbling foundation beneath the sister wives' empire. It's just after 9 a.m. in Flagstaff. The sky hangs heavy. Gray clouds pressing low over the courthouse as if the heavens themselves are waiting to watch justice unfold. Meri steps out of a black SUV, her jaw set. No smiles, no waves to the cameras. She's not here for headlines, she's here for truth. Inside courtroom 3B, the tension is thick enough to taste. The kind of silence that hums just before a storm breaks. Lawyers shuffle papers, reporters whisper, and in the defense chair sits the man who once ruled his family like a kingdom, now facing the queen he underestimated. Arizona Superior Court, the clerk announces. Brown versus Brown. Plaintiff Meri Brown versus defendant Kody Brown. Kody adjusts his tie, jaw tight. Robyn sits behind him, polished but pale. She won't meet Meri's eyes. Meri's lawyer rises first. Your Honor, he begins. We will prove that Mr. Brown diverted shared family funds, money, earned and contributed by all wives, into secret. Accounts used solely for himself and Mrs. Robyn Brown. A murmur ripples through the courtroom. The judge nods. Proceed. Meri takes the stand. Her voice is calm, steady. I worked late nights for years, she says. Selling clothes. Supporting the family. When we moved to Flagstaff, I was told we'd all share ownership of the land. But then I found out Kody and Robyn bought a house, using money I helped earn. And they never told me? Gasps. Even the reporters stop typing. Her lawyer presents the evidence, Exhibit A. Wire transfer records. Exhibit B, closing documents for the Flagstaff home. And finally, Exhibit C, a small silver USB drive. This, he says, holding it up, is a recorded phone call between Kody Brown and my client, in which Mr. Brown admits to using shared funds for a private asset. Kody's eyes widen. That recording's not admissible. He blurts, but the judge is already leaning forward. Was this recorded legally? Yes, Your Honor, the lawyer replies smoothly. Arizona is a one-party consent state. Mrs. Brown recorded the call herself. The courtroom falls still as the recording begins to play. Kody's voice crackles through the speakers, calm, casual, damning. Look, Meri, he says. I had to save something for me and Robyn. You were already emotionally out. Janelle was half out. We needed a secure future. Meri stares straight ahead. Robyn lowers her face into her hands. The judge exhales slowly. That's quite a statement, Mr. Brown. Meri continues. We only learned about that escrow through a credit union alert. That's when I hired a forensic accountant. The report shows 5 withdrawals, all tied to Robyn's mortgage. Kody snaps, I was protecting the family. Then why, her lawyer cuts in, is only Robyn's name on the deed? Silence, the judge calls for a 10-minute recess. Reporters scramble. Kody storms into the hallway, brushing past Robyn. She follows, whispering into her phone outside. They're going to tear us apart. I told you this would happen. Back inside, Meri's lawyer opens a new envelope. This just came through from Christine, he says quietly. A signed affidavit. Meri nods. Good. This is how we all heal. As court reconvenes, the judge makes a rare, chilling remark. It is not uncommon for financial domination to hide behind the veil of faith, he says. This court will not be blind to that. Kody's face drains of color. He mutters to his lawyer, desperate. Do you believe this was willful fraud? The judge asks Meri. Yes, she replies. Because Kody didn't just take money, he took trust. Years of trust. And he built a house for a future I was never part of. The courtroom is silent. Kody stands, shouting, You knew what this was! Mr. Brown, sit down! The judge thunders. Then a twist. A bailiff hands Meri's lawyer another envelope. He opens it and smiles. Your Honor, he says, this is a signed affidavit from Janelle Brown. We move to add her as a witness. Kody's head snaps up. You've got to be kidding me. The gavel slams down. This court will reconvene at 9 a.m. tomorrow, the judge declares. And I suspect the story may change entirely. As the camera fades on the courthouse, one truth hangs in the air. If Meri brought the truth, Janelle's about to bring the receipts. And Kody Brown? He's running out of allies and out of time. Running out of allies and out of time. Journalists arrive before sunrise. By 8 a.m., the courthouse steps are crowded with reporters, photographers, and curious onlookers. Inside, the gallery fills before the doors even open. Everyone knows what's coming. Janelle Brown is about to take the stand. She enters quietly, calm as ever, but with a manila folder clutched in her hands. Kody spots her before she enters the courtroom. His jaw tightens, his foot taps against the tile. Robyn whispers something, but Kody doesn't answer. For years, Janelle was the rational one, the peacemaker. But today, she's the reckoning. Judge Halpern calls the court to order. "Mrs. Janelle Brown," he says, "you may take the stand." She steps forward with deliberate poise, raises her right hand, swears the oath, and sits. Steady, composed, the kind of calm that only comes when you've already lost everything. "Mrs. Brown," Meri's attorney begins, "you've prepared a statement regarding the family's finances. What made you step forward?" Janelle nods slowly. "Because I invested nearly $80,000 into land I was told would be divided equally. I trusted that system. But the system never put my name on anything. No deed, no paper. Just promises." The room is silent except for the faint hum of cameras recording every word. Janelle opens her folder. Inside, Venmo printouts, PayPal deposits, credit union wires, years of her income funneled into the family pot. "We were told Kody managed the money," she says. "He would distribute it, make purchases, invest, always with our approval. Or so we thought." She takes a breath. "When Robyn bought her home in 2018, none of us were told that money came from that same fund. We only learned through Meri, who uncovered it in the escrow breakdown." The judge leans forward. "Did you ever authorize Mr. Brown to use that money for Mrs. Robyn Brown's property?" "No, Your Honor. I found out after the fact. Meri thought I knew. I didn't." Kody fidgets, whispering to his lawyer, who quickly signals him to stay quiet. Meri's lawyer stands. "Your Honor, Exhibit F, the Kody past timeline." The lights dim as a projector flickers on. A massive chart fills the screen. Years of deposits from each wife into the Brown Family LLC. The audience leans in. Every line climbs steadily. Christine, Janelle, Meri, except one. Only Robyn's line corresponds with the withdrawals. Gasps ripple through the room. Cameras flash. On social media, livestream viewers rewind, screenshot, and share. Robyn's eyes well with tears. The lawyer turns toward her. "Mrs. Robyn Brown, you'll be called shortly. I suggest you prepare yourself. Truth, once buried in bank ledgers, now glows on a screen for the world to see." Court breaks for lunch. Outside, Meri and Janelle walk side by side. They don't discuss the trial. They talk about their kids, the holidays, the old days. "I never wanted it to turn ugly," Janelle whispers. Meri sighs. "It already did. We just couldn't see it until the money disappeared." By 1:15 p.m., court resumes. The judge nods to the defense. "You may cross-examine." Kody's attorney, Mr. Dietz, rises. "Mrs. Brown, you disagreed with my client long before this lawsuit, correct?" Janelle tilts her head. "That's polygamy, counselor. Disagreement comes with the territory." Muted laughter ripples through the gallery. Dietz continues, flustered. "Could your testimony be influenced by personal bias?" Janelle's tone stays sharp but cool. "No more than your defense is influenced by your paycheck." The room erupts in quiet snickers. Even the judge hides a smirk. Dietz presses on. "Public records show tax filings for the Flagstaff home. Didn't you see them?" "Yes," Janelle replies evenly. "After it was bought. There was no transparency before." "Did Mr. Brown ever offer you ownership of that house?" "No, he offered us a dream. But that dream had my money, and not my name." Every question he asks only strengthens her case. When she steps down, the judge thanks her for her clarity. Then comes the next name. "Mrs. Robyn Brown," the judge calls, "please take the stand." Robyn rises, visibly trembling. She wipes her palms on her skirt, sits, and faces the court. "Mrs. Brown," the judge says gently, "you're not a defendant, but your testimony is crucial. Please answer truthfully." Robyn nods. The lawyer begins. "Do you recall when you and Mr. Brown purchased your home?" "Yes, August 22nd, 2018. "And where did the money come from?" Robyn hesitates. "Kody handled it. I think it came from the family LLC. "Did you confirm that with the other wives?" "I thought Kody had spoken with them." "You never asked?" Robyn swallows hard. "No." The lawyer holds up an email. "July 2018, subject line, 'Let's move quickly.' You wrote, and I quote, 'I want this locked before Meri or Janelle change their minds.' We can explain later." Robyn reads the paper. Her face goes pale. "That was bad phrasing. You didn't mean for them to find out?" the lawyer cuts in. No, I didn't mean for it to be secret. I didn't want delays. The gallery stirs. The judge leans forward. Mrs. Brown, do you now understand how that appears? Robyn nods weakly. Yes, Your Honor. And do you admit that this purchase violated the family's verbal financial agreement? Robyn hesitates, then whispers, yes. Kody's hands ball into fists. He leans toward his lawyer, voice trembling with rage. We have to stop this. But it's too late. The truth isn't in whispers anymore. It's on record. And for the first time, Kody Brown looks like a man who finally realizes the empire he built on faith and control is collapsing, one testimony at a time. It's collapsing, one testimony at a time. The courtroom feels different today. There's a charge in the air, like everyone knows something's about to crack wide open. The judge's words from yesterday still hang heavy. Mr. Brown, I'd advise you to consider settlement before this gets out of hand. But Kody didn't. He can't. Because for the first time, he's not facing one angry wife. He's facing all of them, and they have evidence. Outside, cameras hum and reporters whisper. This trial has gone from quiet family dispute to full-blown reality courtroom chaos, one says into her mic. Inside, Kody sits rigid, his head bowed, hands clasped. He hasn't looked at Robyn all morning. Then the door opens. Christine Brown walks in, calm, collected, and fierce. Her hair pulled back, a folder pressed against her chest like a weapon. The chatter dies instantly. The judge nods toward the stand. Mrs. Christine Brown, you may proceed. Christine steps up. Her voice doesn't waver. When I left Kody, people said it was about love. But it wasn't. It was about control. Emotional, financial, spiritual. He held the money like a leash, and loyalty was the carrot he dangled. If you didn't obey, you didn't eat. The words slice through the air. Kody shifts in his seat, his jaw tight. But Christine keeps going. When my daughter was sleeping on a used mattress and Robyn was buying a new house, I knew I'd been played. Murmurs ripple through the room. Kody looks down. Robyn freezes. Meri's attorney stands. Did you have financial access in your marriage? Christine lets out a bitter laugh. Limited. All big decisions were made by Kody. I needed permission to buy winter coats for my kids. And did you contribute income? Yes, I had my wellness business. Every dollar went into the family account. The attorney nods. And were you aware of the escrow account used to purchase the Flagstaff home? Christine's eyes harden. No, but I do now. She opens her folder. A printed email rests inside, dated October 2017. It's from Kody to Robyn, she says. He sent it to the family email by mistake before deleting it. The entire courtroom leans in. She begins to read. Begin preparing Robyn's finances. The others don't need to know yet. We'll say it was an urgent buy. Tell them it's temporary. Robyn gasps. Kody closes his eyes. The judge's gavel taps. This will be entered as Exhibit H. One email. One mistake. And Kody's empire begins to crumble. Kody's attorney rises, desperate. Mrs. Brown, couldn't this be misunderstood? Christine folds her arms. I was a sister wife, but I wasn't dumb. Couldn't urgent purchase mean something else? No, she snaps. 2 weeks later, I asked if we could rent a place for my daughter's college move. Kody said we were broke. Then Robyn installed a new chandelier. A low hum spreads through the gallery. Do you know what it feels like to be told there's no money for your daughter's tuition while your co-wife installs a spa tub? Her voice trembles, then steadies. This wasn't about money. It was about importance. The judge leans forward. And do you believe the other wives were deceived? Christine turns toward the gallery. Yes, we were all lied to. We believed we were building one family, one dream. But Kody had already chosen his last wife. The rest of us were just investors, who never got a return. Meri lowers her head. Janelle nods slowly. Even Robyn doesn't move. The courtroom isn't breathing. Christine's testimony isn't just truth, it's demolition. A legacy of spiritual manipulation collapsing in real time. The judge calls for recess. Outside, Christine and Meri stand beneath the courthouse arch, voices low but determined. This isn't about revenge, Christine says softly. It's about making sure he never hurts anyone else like he hurt us. Meri nods. And finally holding him accountable for every time we were told to stay silent. Inside, Robyn sits alone in the corridor, her reflection in the glass door fractured like everything Kody built. And tomorrow, Janelle takes the stand. Janelle takes the stand. The courtroom hums with a strange electricity. the kind that makes even silence feel loud. Christine scrolls frantically through her phone, eyes sharp with intent. From behind a pillar, a reporter quietly observes, sensing that something is about to explode. The air shifts. The judge leans forward, suddenly alert. Even the jury, though not here to decide, leans in. The truth is beginning to breathe on its own. Christine stands. Your Honor, I'd like to submit one more thing. The defense lawyer immediately rises. Objection. This was not submitted in pretrial. But the judge, intrigued, lowers his glasses. I'll allow it. Proceed, Mrs. Brown. Christine holds up her phone. It's a voice memo from March 2019. Kody forgot his phone in my kitchen. It automatically recorded a message he left for Robyn. A collective gasp ripples through the room as she presses play. Kody's voice fills the courtroom, low, confident, unaware. I tell them it's all for the family, but this is really about protecting things for you and the kids. We can't depend on the others. Janelle's restless. Christine's unpredictable. Meri's checked out. This is our insurance. Dead silence. Robyn rises slowly, her mouth open in shock. Kody? She whispers. Kody stammers, but the judge cuts him off sharply. Enough. That was the moment the mask cracked. Years of control, manipulation, and spiritual gaslighting, all undone by a single forgotten recording. The judge exhales heavily. If this recording is authentic, it shows clear intent to defraud and isolate family resources. We'll authenticate it, but for now, it supports the plaintiff's claim. Christine walks down from the stand, her head high. The courtroom erupts in murmurs. Kody's face burns red with fury. Robyn follows behind him, pale and trembling. Christine, Janelle, and Meri remain seated. 3 women once bound by faith, now united by fact. Before adjourning, the judge writes a final note into the record. Based on today's testimony, the court will issue a subpoena for all LLC financial records from 2015 to 2021. The pattern of concealment warrants a full audit. The air grows heavier. This isn't just about money anymore. It's about deception, the possibility that the entire Brown family structure was a financial illusion from the start. By day 4, the tone in the courtroom has changed. The walls feel smaller, the tension thicker. Even the reporters whisper now. Kody Brown enters with a bulky leather briefcase clutched in his hand. His jaw is set, his eyes cold. Robyn trails behind him, unrecognizable. No makeup, no designer coat, just quiet panic. Christine had lit the fire yesterday. Today, Kody arrives for damage control. He rises to speak, his lawyer clears his throat. Mr. Brown, would you like to give your version of the family's financial structure? Kody nods stiffly and pulls several yellowed papers from the briefcase. This, he declares, is the original family agreement. It shows how we managed money. We never had a legal structure. It was all built on trust. The judge raises an eyebrow. Was this document ever notarized? Kody hesitates. No, Your Honor, but it was discussed among the wives. Meri's attorney stands instantly. Objection. Hearsay. There's no proof this document was ever signed by the plaintiffs. Sustained, the judge says curtly. But submit it for review. The document appears on the projector. 2 faded pages titled Brown Family Financial Unity Model. The judge squints at the wording. This reads less like a contract and more like a manifesto. It states, in the event of any large purchase, Kody will act as financial trustee, making executive decisions on behalf of the family in alignment with spiritual principles. Meri stares, speechless. Another paragraph reads, all wives agree to pool their income with Kody as manager. Redistribution of funds must be handled prayerfully and discreetly. The courtroom erupts in low whispers. Robyn is called to the stand again. Her hands tremble. Mrs. Brown, the attorney asks, had you seen this document before today? She hesitates, then nods. Yes, Kody showed it to me when we were dating. And did Christine, Janelle, or Meri ever sign it? She shakes her head. No, it was never formalized. But it was treated like law. The attorney's voice sharpens. So this spiritual contract, unsigned, unregistered, controlled over $500,000 of income? Robyn's eyes drop. Yes. The judge leans back slowly. What you call a covenant looks more like a blank check. The room goes silent again. But before the gavel falls, Meri's attorney rises one final time. Your Honor, we'd like to call our forensic accountant, Ms. Devora Lynn, to the stand. And just like that, the courtroom braces for another storm. The courtroom braces for another storm. The moment she starts speaking, the energy in the courtroom changes. Gone are the tears, the emotions, the excuses. What remains now is math, hard, undeniable, and devastating. Between 2017 and 2021, Ms. Devora Lynn begins, her tone as sharp as glass. Mr. Brown transferred approximately $348,000 from the family's joint LLC into several private accounts under his name, or his wife Robyn's. A ripple moves through the gallery. The lights flicker on the big screen behind her. Every transfer is displayed, dates, amounts, recipients. Nothing left to interpretation. There's a long, eerie pause as the courtroom absorbs the truth. Meri looks away. Christine closes her eyes. The judge drums his fingers against the bench, then leans forward. "Mr. Brown," he says, "do you have anything to say?" Kody rises slowly. His voice is hoarse. "Yes, I made the transfers. But I wasn't stealing. I was safeguarding the future of the family." But that's the thing about Kody Brown. When he's cornered, he doesn't defend the past. He hides behind the illusion of a future only he can see. Ms. Lynn isn't done. "There's one more item," she says, holding up a printed email. Submitted by the accountant who once worked for Mr. Brown. The email exchange is short, but it detonates like a bomb. "If Meri starts asking questions, tell her the money went to taxes. Don't even bring up Robyn's house until she's officially separated." Gasps fill the courtroom. Kody blurts out, "That wasn't hiding. It was complicated." But the judge doesn't flinch. Complicated or not, this shows a deeply troubling pattern, Mr. Brown. Kody's lawyer tries to pivot. "Your Honor, plural families operate differently. These are not conventional marriages." But the judge's patience is gone. Special structure does not exempt one from financial responsibility, especially when one individual holds dominion over everyone else's income. The gallery hums with whispers. Cameras flash. Headlines are already being typed. Kody Brown exposed in court, secret accounts, hidden transfers, and broken trust. Then Meri stands, calm, composed. "Your Honor," she says softly, "if I might speak." The judge nods. "You may." She steps into the center of the courtroom. "Kody once told me that family was about faith, that trust mattered more than signatures. That's how he convinced me not to sign the papers, to put everything in his name. Because he swore I was part of his eternal plan." She pauses. "And then he erased me." The room falls silent. Even the court reporter stops typing. Kody believed Meri would stay quiet. But under those courtroom lights, she burned through the last of his illusions. The judge calls a recess. Cameras swarm as Kody walks out. A reporter shouts, "Mr. Brown, do you still insist you did nothing wrong?" He doesn't answer. Inside, for the first time, Meri, Christine, and Janelle sit together. No cameras, no producers, no TLC facade. Just three women breathing the rare air of truth. The next morning, the courthouse is a fortress of chaos. News vans line the streets. Helicopters circle above. The world is watching. But when Kody steps out of his SUV, Robyn is nowhere to be seen. No calls. No texts, no explanations. Whispers ripple through the gallery. Did she refuse to testify? Did she finally break? Kody looks exhausted, hollow-eyed, trembling slightly as he buttons his blazer. He doesn't look at Meri. He can't. "All rise," the bailiff announces. Judge Halpern enters, his expression carved from stone. He glances over the stack of files before him. This court has reviewed over 85 financial exhibits, 17 testimonies, and multiple recordings. He adjusts his glasses. While spiritual marriages are not legally binding in Arizona, financial transactions most certainly are. Meri breathes deeply. Christine grips Janelle's hand. "For years," the judge continues, "Mr. Brown controlled a joint family account funded by multiple partners, all led to believe their money was supporting a communal dream. Yet the evidence proves that Mr. Brown redirected those funds without consent, largely for the private benefit of himself and one spouse, Mrs. Robyn Brown." The courtroom erupts. Kody closes his eyes. This court finds Mr. Kody Brown liable for breach of fiduciary duty, misappropriation of communal funds, and financial concealment. Restitution is set at $197,000. It's over. But it's more than a legal loss, it's a reckoning. The world finally sees Kody Brown for what he became, a man hiding behind faith to justify control. The judge isn't done. Furthermore, this court recommends a formal audit of Brown Family Investments LLC, with potential tax irregularities referred to the Arizona Department of Revenue. Gasps, shock, chaos, the gavel slams. Court is adjourned. Outside, the media frenzy ignites. Flashing lights, shouting reporters. But Meri doesn't stop. She walks straight through the storm, head high. Christine and Janelle follow, not triumphant, just free. Inside, Kody sits alone. The chair beside him, Robyn's chair, is empty. He looks at his phone. One missed call from Aurora. Nothing else. That night, Meri posts a short message. Sometimes you don't get closure. You get clarity, and clarity is enough to start over. Christine comments, "Proud of you, Meri. You were the first and the strongest." Meanwhile, miles away, Kody stands alone on Coyote Pass. The wind cuts through him. The land is barren. No homes, no family, no laughter. He sends one final text, "Where are you?" No reply, only silence. Robyn is later spotted in Utah, near her mother's home. No glam, no crew, just a borrowed car and a hoodie. She checks into a motel under a fake name and turns off her phone. Because even she knows and loyalty can't rewrite the truth. Christine returns home to laughter and peace. Janelle files her own case. And Meri, she finally breathes. This wasn't revenge. It was redemption. A courtroom didn't just end a marriage, it freed 3 women from one man's control. 3 weeks later, a letter arrives in Meri's mailbox. No return address. Inside, the deed to Coyote Pass and a single handwritten note. "I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix it. But maybe this is a start." Robyn. Meri looks out her window, the wind rising again. Another storm is coming, but this time she's ready. Another storm is coming, but this time she's ready.